Well, good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my Woodturning Live. So my name's Dan, and today basically, the reason why I've jumped on today is because yesterday I actually butchered two of my bowls, and through practicing turning the tenon off, which seemed like a great idea at the time, but we'll get into that throughout the live. But as you can see, I've got a lovely piece of oak here on the lathe. It is actually 10.5 inches wide, and basically we are 4 inches in width, so 10 by 4, call that really 10 by 4. We will lose some of that diameter basically as we're wood turning, and we're just going to see what kind of grain it's hiding in this piece basically. But yeah, since a lot of people know from my lives, I jump on just to demonstrate kind of what I've learned over the last 18 months, and really it's just a platform for me to just kind of just follow my progress really. And every piece is always different. I can't say that I can produce two bowls exactly the same, because that is not really what I can do at the moment. I know production turners can do a lot better, and they can produce a lot of similar things really in design and form and shape, etc. But I'm nowhere near that stage of wood turning just yet. But yeah, if you are new to my journey on YouTube, I was going to say it's the account is practically brand new, and but yeah, I've only been wood turning for 18 months, and yeah, every day's a school day on my lathe. So it's but yeah, I was going to say, if anybody wants to follow my progress as a beginner wood turner, I don't know why I keep calling myself a beginner wood turner. I've been wood turning for 18 months, but which seems nothing really. But yeah, every day I try and practice. I try and improve as a wood turner. But it's, yeah, I think every day I just try and jump on, try and improve my skills really as a wood turner. You can say when I first started wood turning, I didn't know a thing about wood lathes. I didn't know anything about tools. And every day I've just jumped on and just tried to get better and better at turning bowls, etc. Bowls aren't the only thing I turn. I turn vases, I turn platters, decorative stuff. But yeah, I was going to say, I think when I first started, it was just overwhelming, completely overwhelming, and I really didn't know a lot about wood turning. But this is one reason why I jump on YouTube, just to demonstrate kind of what I've picked up over the last 18 months. But we are going to start building up speed. I'm going to do a lot less talking and more turning. So 407 revs, okay, 407 revs per minute. So, but yeah, if you are new to my wood turning lives, I was going to say this is just a demonstration, and yeah, if you've got any questions, I'd love to hear from you all. And hopefully, it's if you'd like to join me on my wood turning journey here on YouTube, we've hit nearly 3,000 subscribers in 5 weeks, which is incredible. But thank you so much to everybody who's joining the live today, and I hope you enjoy. I'm going to crack on. Hi there, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. At the moment, I'm just trying to remove that bark. I'm just trying to remove that bark for now. I'm trying to get into the grain really, to see what's going on inside really. But yeah, I've only been wood turning less than 2 years, and everything you see today is pretty much what I've taught myself over the last 18 months or so. But yeah, I was going to say it's great to jump on and demonstrate really, but I do make mistakes when I'm live. It's just, yeah, I just want to try and improve and get better and better and better. But yeah, if you want to subscribe to the channel, it's really much appreciated. I was going to say, and but yeah, my name's Dan, and yeah, I jump on quite a lot really on my live streams, etc. There's no room for error really when Woodturning live. I could pre-record it and knock out all the mistakes, but yeah, it's all part of my journey. It's all part of my journey. But if you'd like to be part of that journey, it's going to say, and any likes, comments, subscribes, etc. And Army, good afternoon, buddy. But yeah, as I say, I butchered 2 of my bowls yesterday, literally 2 of them, and I shall explain what I mean. We made this bowl yesterday, which is a lovely piece of dieback ash, and you can tell the dieback ash it's got the staining. And then I was advised to try and turn the tenon off using a jam chuck, which I made myself jam chuck, just out of some scraps of wood. Mounted my bowl up, and then basically I completely butchered the back of it, so that totally ruined that bowl. So wasn't very happy with myself, so I thought I'd try again and did exactly the same thing. So I am going to probably look at investing in a Longsworth chuck, because jam chucks for me aren't really working. I need a lot more practice with jam chucks. Thank you very much. Good morning. I was going to say, it's yeah, welcome to Woodturning live. I was going to say, it's yeah, I mean, every day is a school day on my lathe, and I try my best to improve. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. But yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I don't jump on YouTube and pretend I'm some kind of expert, because I'm certainly not an expert. I'm right at the beginning of my woodturning journey. And introduction regarding the product I'm going to make. I'm going to make a I'm going to try and make an oak fruit bowl, British oak fruit bowl. I have made fruit bowls made of spalted ash, which can look like this. This is 10 inches by 4 inches. So we're going to try and keep going, whatever, brother. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff I like making. I like making fruit bowls and stuff that's practical, stuff that's useful. But yeah, my time on YouTube is very, very new. We did a beehive kind of effect bowl, really. I think this one's made out of ash. It is made out of ash. You can always tell with ash because it's got quite intricate grain. And the characteristics, it's all different, ash. And yes, a piece of side grain. I did end up turning a lot of end grain when I first started woodturning. And I learned my lesson very quickly not to turn it because of the pith. It's still in the log. But yeah, we'll crack on. We'll crack on with 400 revs. I'm trying to speed up a little bit more. 475. Okay, I'm quite happy there. Quite happy there. Yes, so we're just trying to get into some shape at the moment, really. That's what we call our form, I think. We call it our form, which is basically the shape of a bowl. So we've knocked off those flat edges, basically. And thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Hi, Snow. How you doing, buddy? But yeah, I was going to say there's a little bit of spalting going on in here. So I'll just see how it's going to turn out, really. I've been experimenting with a couple of shorts, etc. So if you haven't seen those, really, it's where I've sped things up. And yeah, as you say, so I can just try and see what works and what doesn't, really. You say it's all part of my journey and on YouTube and seeing what works and what doesn't. Like I said, it's a very new platform. And yeah, I've tried stuff out with Instagram. I've tried stuff out with TikTok. And yeah, and YouTube is the next one on the agenda. So, but yeah, we'll crack on. We'll crack on. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. $550 revs. Right, okay, let's have a look. Okay, we removed most of that bark now. I was going to say, we've got that shape there. Just want to remove this section here. So it does feel like there's a bit of moisture in here. So it takes 1 inch per 1 year per inch to dry out, and I'm not that patient to wait. So yeah, I do turn a lot of green wood. So it's just a lot of practicing, really, a lot of practicing. So I think every piece that I turn is always different from the last. So it's yeah, I think it's a great journey to be on, really. And the only thing I can do is improve, really. If anybody wants to be part of that journey, you can say don't forget to support the channel. Subscribing's free and all that stuff. So yeah, it'd be nice to have you all aboard. Hi Roger. Good afternoon, Dave. Oh, so close. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to swap over to the 3/8 bowl gouge. So I don't want to remove too much timber now, I just want to clean this up. I love working with oak. Oak is one of my favourites to wood turn with. So, but yeah, another one is ash, another one is beech, and I am going to be working and jumping into the exotic woods. But we'll see how we get on with the. I've got loads and loads of oak, so. Weather today, it is quite windy here actually in Wales. Yeah, it's not too bad, but it's not as bad as what Jamaica's having, is it really? What makes the gouge? It's crown. It's a crown bowl gouge. I bought this one from Axminster. So, but yeah, they're brilliant, bowl gouges. Absolutely brilliant. I am going to replace the 3/8 at some point. So, but yeah, as I can say, I've been using the 3/8 and the 1/2 inch bowl gouge for over 12 months. So it's just, yeah, I just want to try something different, really. £660 reds. I think that's done it. Yes, it has. It has done it. I'll tidy up some of these tool marks now. And so just give it a nice cleaner finish, really. It's nice wood to work with, though. Really, really nice. Right. Then I'll put the tenon on. And speed up again. Okay. Fast that spinning. Cleaning those cuts. 800 revs. It is a 40 by 40. I'm going to say, I was going to do the Ellsworth grind, but that's swept back, isn't it? Swept back, so it's good though. No problem at all, no problem at all. Nice to see you back in the live anyway. Thanks for your support. Hi Tango, I'm going to say, take it easy bro. What kind of lathe do you have there, Alpha? What lathe have you got? At the moment I'm working on a record power Coronet Herald. It's a great lathe, most of the stuff I've taught myself has been on this lathe. I did start on a mini Axminster lathe, but Axminster again, still a great lathe. Yeah, and I've only been woodturning for 18 months. Wow man, grizzly. That is a big lathe. That is a big lathe. I would like a one-way lathe, but in the UK they're about £5,000. So they are rather expensive. But that's just me later on down the road. The Herald, man, I can get 14 inches over the bed. And if I rotate the headstock, I can get 21 inches over the side. I do have the outrigger as well. I've used it a few times, and it's okay. It takes a bit getting used to, but it's all part of that journey, isn't it? So, but oak, yeah, oak is beautiful, beautiful piece. Love working with it. Love working with oak. One timber I'm not keen on working with. Well, there's two actually. One of them's willow. Don't like working with willow whatsoever. It's not really that well. It's pretty, but just holds a lot of moisture. It takes a long time to dry out. And another one is alder. I was going to say, even though it's classed as a hardwood, it's still quite soft. It bruises very easily. And one day I made a bowl on the lathe and I was taking it off the chuck and I dropped it. And I dropped it onto a concrete floor and it just smashed the side of the bowl. Started out on a small Harbour Freight 1253 3/8 lathe. Yeah, my Axminster. It's only a little lathe. It's only a mini lathe. It's only a small one. It's great for pens and stuff and trinket cups, etc. But to do bigger bowls, etc. That's why I went for a bigger lathe. But we're gonna put that tenon on now, and I'm gonna use a square roughing tip from the carbide. It's what I started on actually, carbide, and I went up to traditional, couldn't get it, went back to carbide, and then I went back to traditional. So I do use both. I think they both have their place in the workshop, and they're pretty good at most things really. It's a good way for people to start, I think, carbide. Use the skew, put a dovetail on it. Alright, okay, that's interesting, Alpha. I want to do a lamp. I do want to do a lamp. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, we'll see how I get on with it. The thing is, with carbide, Dave, they do go blunt. They're cheap as chips to replace. But that's why I like traditional, because you can just sharpen them up. And yeah, I was going to say, it depends with how much you're using. I suppose how much you're using the carbide. I use it now and then, don't use it for everything. Yeah, I've got a nice dovetail on there now. I want to take that flat edge and blend that back in. Oh, thank you very much, Alpha. Really appreciate that, buddy. Really appreciate it. Nice to have you in the live, mate. Were you in the live when I you just came back? Were you in my live, Dave, when I showed you what happened to my my bowls yesterday? Might as well stay now. You say this is where the hollowing's going to start. I'll start hollowing very shortly. Just looking at that tenon. It needs to be a tad smaller. Just a tad smaller. Okay. Dovetail off again. Just remove my dovetail. Better. That's better. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah, it was probably about 12 months ago when I first started, and I took an incredible amount of stick on social media, telling me I shouldn't be on a lathe and this, that and the other, and I shouldn't be doing this, that and the other. And I thought, well, I'm still going to crack on. I'm still going to crack on. So, if I listened to all the haters, I would have given up a long time ago. But yeah, I definitely want to get into a lamp. I'm going to say, because I've seen a few tutorials on them, and they look really interesting. It's locked. The thing I don't like about oak, the only thing that puts me off at oak is the tannins. It turns your hands kind of black. Yeah, you say it's and I did learn something the other day about raising the grain, etc. So I found that quite interesting. But yeah, I'm going to start hollowing it out. I'm going to measure actually before I do start hollowing. So I know we've lost some diameter there. Okay, we're on 8 inches, which is 20. Yeah, call it 20 centimeters. I bet that's 8 by 3. 8 by 3.5. That's close. So, right. Yeah, what I tend to do, Alpha, when I finish the bowl, I tend to put it in the dark, in a really cool, dry place. And because what did happen when on beginning my journey, they started to warp. So they went from round to oval, which was a bit of a shame, really. But yeah, I was going to say I think with every bowl that I've made, it's always taught me something. So now they go in a cool, dry place. Oh, thank you very much. I was going to say it is a journey. It is a journey, woodturning. I'm going to say it does take a lot of practice, a lot of patience, and yeah, I think yeah. Were you in earlier when you saw my what I did to my bowls yesterday, Dave? You see what happened? Somebody told me to make a jam chuck, so I made the jam chuck. And basically, yeah, and they told me about turning the tenon off while it's locked between two centres. So from the tailstock, jam chuck, bowl, and I lock it in place. And well, it didn't go very well, mate. It didn't go very well at all. I actually butchered them both. Yeah, so I'm going to look at buying a Longsworth chuck. So I can lock it in jaws. I know then that dead centre. Just popping in to drop a like. Thank you, Joshua. Really appreciate that, buddy. Really appreciate that. And get back down to 700 revs. And what I'm going to do before I start hollowing, I'm just going to sharpen it up. The way I do sharpen my upside down. It's a good idea. It's a good idea, actually. The way I sharpen my bowl gouges is I swing you around over here. Yeah, definitely. I did look at cold jaws, but I prefer to look at the Longsworth. I've got the Robert Sullivan Pro Edge here, which is an absolute godsend when sharpening my bowl gouges. I've got a 120 grit belt on there, so if I am going to reprofile the gouge, I've got a 60 grit belt on, and then basically for sharpening 120 grit. Knocked it off into some cold water. Because I learned about tempered steel. I was going to say, so maintains the bevel properly. So yeah, I've noticed with the Longsworth you get 10, 12, 14, can't you? So yeah, I'm looking at them. Definitely got my eye on them. Okay, quite happy there. Quite happy there. All right, okay. I'll have to have a look at those. Right, I'll start hollowing. well, I do like CNCs, man. Yeah, green turning, man, it's much easier, isn't it? I did have a piece of seasoned oak and it was absolutely rock solid. It really hard to cut through. Well, where I am, Alfred, in mid Wales, I'm surrounded by woodlands and forests and lakes and rivers and stuff, and there's an abundance of wood around here, an abundance of it. Yeah, definitely. Gonna say it's. I did look at actually building a kiln, but it looks very complicated. I've no clue what any of this is, but I find it awfully unsatisfying. Yeah, it's well, the chuck we're talking about basically, it's like a disc. It's like a disc and it's got lots of bits around it. If I still got, I do have one, and I absolutely regret buying it because it actually came from Temu. So, I don't think I've got it here to hand. I don't think I have. Yeah, you can basically take the bowl and you go where the chuck is. It literally attaches to the chuck, and you can mount the bowl so it's facing basically the back end of it. So when I remove the tenon, it holds the bowl like this, and then you can actually turn the tenon off. I tried it yesterday with a jam chuck. Didn't go very well, as you know. But yeah, it's all part of learning, and I was going to say it's a tool to help you turn the tenon off properly. So jam chuck is just basically like a bowl, but you don't hollow it out. You put a tenon on it, and it's just a flat plate. So you butt the bowl up to the flat plate. That's exactly it, Alpha. Mr. Mouth. Thank you very much, Mr. Mouth. Hope that explains things. The other thing about wood turning, it's incredibly addictive, and yeah, it can get quite expensive because it's not. They say your lathe is half your budget because the other half is things like tools, extraction, finishes, sandpaper, all that stuff. No problem at all. If you are busy, I will be putting the live as a public video later on the channel. So if you are busy and you don't get to stick around to see the final product, it will be on my channel later on. So I hope that helps. Thank you for sticking around. Really appreciate it. Can't wait. I'm going to say, one thing I've been very mindful of when I started actually getting the form, the shape, etc. is, see here, I've got 2 cracks there. And I'm being incredibly mindful of them. Yeah, I'm just going to be incredibly mindful of them. I don't want to take a huge chunk outside of this bowl basically as I'm hollowing, so I could leave the rim quite chunky and create some depth and have it as a big mixing bowl kind of thing, but we'll see how we get on. Let me just measure that. I'm going to say, you can see them here. and that crack's running through, across and in. So you talking 3 centimeters, which is not really kind of what I want. So I'll be mindful. I'll be mindful. The bowl saver, yeah, you can get one for the Herald, but I don't think the Herald is powerful enough for it. The Grizzly will do it. The one-way system will do it. You definitely get more bowls. I do like the bowl saver. I'm going to say it does look quite snazzy. We have 34 likes. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, you get less wastage with that bowl saver. The MJ Mix vlog, Yahoo. Odds not I, buddy. That's the one. That's the one, Alpha. I'm really mindful about that crack. It's making me, well, not nervous, but mindful. That's one way to explain it. Definitely making me mindful of it. Just examining the wood. Keeping an eye on it. Yeah, I need to get my hands on some more. I've run out. You say it's definitely needs some. I think what I'm going to do is create a depth, get a nice depth in it, and then basically just clean the walls up as best I can. And just be very mindful about those cracks. Definitely. Yeah, definitely need to get my hands on some. I'm going to put it on the list actually. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Alright, here we are. Because the crack is actually running into the bowl. Here. I don't want to try and take too much of that rim off and end up making the crack 10 times worse. And then, so I'm being very mindful of it. Very mindful. I've got 2 of them. 2 of them. No, exactly. That's why I think this one's going to be practice. Practice, even though I could twice turn it. and basically just get the depth and leave the rim like this, and then stabilise with some CA once it gets it from the wholesalers up the road. See what happens if I try and clean that rim up. Oof, it's gonna be risky. It's gonna be risky. Ooh. Exactly. Exactly, Alpha. Managed to get that rim down a little bit. A little bit. I was going to say, we don't want any accidents at this point. Yeah, we're leaving that rim alone there. Definitely going to leave that rim alone. I'm going to tidy these walls up. Could go a little bit deeper. A little bit. Resharpen that bowl gouge a second. Let me just sharpen that 1 second. Oof. Come in. So what I actually could do, take that flat nose roughing tip, just, ooh, right, face shield. Woo! Don't mess it up, Dan. Don't mess it up. Breathe. Breathe. See, it's still here, right? Okay, I'm past. When I think about those cracks, those two there. If I can come straight into the bottom here. And speed up. They call that a shear scrape, isn't it? The pull cut, isn't it? Easy does it. $43 likes. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate that. Thank you. See, I wouldn't usually leave the bowl with a rim that fat. But, those cracks, man. Those cracks. Okay, I'm quite happy with that wall thickness. Okay, it's here. On that inside, like 45 there. That's what I want to tackle here. It's quite chunky, isn't it? It's more like a mixing bowl rather than just or a decorative bowl. Right. Okay. Not doing too bad considering 18 months in. Say I've made so many mess ups and stuff like that when I've been learning, or I've created funnels and I've gone through the bottom of the bowl, etc. And I've had bowls flying, I've had screws getting stuck in pieces. Right. Tidy up this area here. You really keep questioning yourself, should I? Hi Jennifer. You always question yourself, should I go a bit deeper? Should I go a bit deeper? Thank you very much, Jennifer. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm the alpha. Plenty. Where's the bowl I started on? I think I put it away. Did I put it away? I think I did. Yeah, I started off with little trinket cups about this big. And then I worked up to, that was mainly working on carbide, etc. It looked a bit like this. Looked a bit like that. What a mess. Something like that. I think that is actually silver birch. Just lots and lots and lots of practice. Lots and lots of practice. Just kept trying to, I mean, I'm in competition with no one. I'm in competition with myself to get better, kind of thing. Oh, the little there's a little silver birch one. I was going to say it's yeah, I made it with carbide, and I mean I've done all sorts of different things really. Where's my other one? I did a piece of spalted sycamore, and the more I was getting into the sycamore, I realised I actually had Godzilla sitting in my bowl, and yeah, I was going to say it turned out quite well. It was a tree that had been felled about 2.5 years ago, and it's been air drying under a cover. So and I managed to get hands on it. So well, some of it, but yeah, and then I got through the bowl and realised it's either a seal, isn't it? It's beautiful grain, isn't it? Absolutely stunning, absolutely stunning. I didn't get my hands on much of it. That was the problem. That was the problem. I have got another piece of it somewhere. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. They weren't massive, but yeah, I was going to say the spalting in it was just really, really different, really incredible. Alabaster, in the carbide. No, I haven't actually. Tell me about it. I was going to say it's. So I have got my hands on alpha, which I'm going to get into soon. I don't know if you've turned any of this before. This is called Umbelio. I don't tend to buy ball blanks, but I want to try some exotic wood. Umbelio. I think it's some kind of African or Australian wood. So I want to give this a, yeah, I was going to say Umbelio. Looks nice, that, doesn't it? Yeah, that's one of them I'm going to try. Another one I'm going to try is this stuff's called Tanga. So another type of exotic wood. Got to be careful with this stuff though. It can be quite. It's not so much the sawdust; it's the dust that you've got to be mindful of. Wenge is one of my favourite exotics, and that sapel. I did turn some sapel. African Harbour's the best. Yeah, me too. Tanga. And this one I know I've got to be mindful of. I know I have to be mindful of this. So I've done the research. Wild mango. This is 8 by 3 inches, so it'll make a nice bowl. But yeah, this one I've got to be careful of. Wild mango. Never turned any exotic woods before, so I'm looking forward to having a go at it really and trying something different. And people think I'm a bit crazy for this, but I only want to have a go. I only want to have a go. Some resin. I've got a pressure pot and I've got a compressor. So curly mango spindle lots years ago. I'd say to get anything different, I've got to get it online. But have you ever turned an epoxy? I want to give it a go, but I'm more of a wood turner rather than plastic. But I do want to have a try. Do want to try it. If I don't like it, I'll never turn it again. Yeah, I'll give it a bash, but I've heard lots of good things and bad things, and yeah, I think anything's worth a go. I was tin with carbide tools at high speeds. Yeah, I was going to say I don't think I'd chance resin with a ball gouge. Right, I'm going to hit that 45 now in here. How long have you been wood turning for, Alpha? In 2012. Wow, dude. I only started 18 months ago and I still had a break between them because I wasn't being careful. I got a catch and I hurt my shoulder. And yeah, it took a while to heal. But what I have got here as well, seen these? It's a 3M Versaflow. Absolutely brilliant helmet. I can say it's yeah, I use that when I'm dealing with really dry wood, which is very, very dusty. I was going to say, actually started off earlier than that in flat work, but absolutely fell in love with wood turning. Yeah, I mean, I love wood turning, mate. I think it's a great skill to have. It's a bit of a challenge. It's always a challenge. So I've got that many bowls. I find the air shield, Alpha, quite heavy. Do you find it quite heavy on your head? I did put one on once and I thought, wow, that does feel like I've got a weight on my head. Yeah, I've got that many bowls. I tend to give a lot of them away. Lots of them. They go to friends, they go to family, go to neighbours, charities. Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. And 3M is great until you got to replace the filters, and the filters are about 30 odd quid. So yeah, they're quite expensive. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it just felt as if I got my Jackson one, but the battery pack on the VersaFlow is on the filtration pack, is on the bottom, which is strapped to your back. So, and the helmet's nice and light. So, yeah, I was going to say, who needs a gym when you've got an air shield, eh? Quite happy with that. Shall I go deeper? Shall I go deeper? So I don't know if you can see it. In fact, let me remove some of that wood. Can you see my first lathe over there? Exactly. There's my first lathe. Move that chainsaw. There's my little mini lathe. This is the one I started on, my Axminster one, my little one. It was alright, it taught me the basics. Yeah, the mini lathe, man. I was going to say, it's only a little damn thing, but it's pretty powerful. It's good for pens and stuff, you know, small little things, you know. Let me go deeper, just a tad. That's it. Yeah, it's good for pens and stuff. Record Power have actually just released a pen mandrel with a Morse Taper 2 on it for their new range. I've never turned a pen. Wouldn't mind giving it a go. All right, okay. So I wouldn't mind doing a ring. You need a ring mandrel for that, I take it. And so I was looking at them. just been really mindful of the top of that bowl, because I know that crack is, it's at the top there somewhere, and I don't want to hit it. I do not want to hit it. Okay, I'm quite happy with that depth. Quite happy with that. Right. Quite nice and it's quite deep. It's quite deep. Where are we? Yeah. Yeah, it's deep enough. Deep enough. I like that. That's what I like about traditional. You can like sweep you. I couldn't do that with their carbide for some reason. Just couldn't get the grips with it. But I got it with the bowl gouger. Long mandrel wood jam chuck. Ah, right, okay. I'll have to have a look into that, Alpha. Definitely. Ooh, good. He's got some WD on my bed. Right. Pull out there a minute. Let's put my hi Art, welcome to the live, buddy. See, I did promise myself I wouldn't waffle too much in my live, but I think it's good to engage. I think it'd be pretty rude of me to jump on live and ignore everybody. Right. See? It's on the back now. Just wouldn't breathe any of that in. Thank you very much, Justin. I really appreciate that. Really do appreciate that, Justin. I'm going to say it's I try to be as engaging as I can, because it'd be pretty rude of me to come online and start wood turning and just ignore you all. I have gained nearly 3,000 subscribers in just under 5 weeks. Exactly, mate. Exactly. I put the air shield on. I was like, that's quite heavy. That's quite heavy. Yasin, welcome to my live, buddy. But yeah, I was going to say, I think you can still hear me on the ear. Let me know. Can you hear me now? You should be able to. I only hit my bowls with. Nice one, Alpha. Really appreciate that, buddy. Really appreciate that. That's really kind of you, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, I was going to say nearly 3,000 in fact. The account, brilliant, mate. The account is like, I set it up and I didn't even think I'd get 50 subscribers. And yeah, and then it was just like 1,000, another 1,000, and now I'm hitting the 3,000. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate that, buddy. Really do appreciate that. But yeah, so far we've got our bowl, our shape, our form. But the only 3 grips I actually hit my bowls with is 80, 120, and 240. And basically, yeah, and I think it's baby smooth then. Absolutely smooth as anything. Some people go to crazy grips, man. And but I think after 240, I think it's incredibly smooth already. And then what I tend to finish it with is pure tung oil. It's got a beautiful shine to it. Beautiful shine. And yeah, and it's food safe. So the only thing about the VersaFlow. Thank you very much, local former Army Ranger, Variety Channel. Appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Really do appreciate that. Means a lot. Does mean a lot. And I've explained to people that maybe just a click to you, but it means an awful lot to me. I'm going to say thank you, Yasin. So let me get some 80 grip. I mean, the stuff I use is some Tactics, paperback, and yeah, it's great. It's expensive, but it's great. Right, let's get us back up to speed. Well, let's have a look at that, Alpha. Definitely. You can still green, look, they're not sapping it. And I feel that crack when it my fingers. What I might do is leave the tenon on and put it away, get some CA glue in it, leave it 24 hours and come back and do it again, and hit it again. Yeah, it happened to me once, and I was standing, and I got down to 240. In fact, I'll turn that speed down, but I don't want that bowl to get warm. And yeah, what happened, it got warm, and then it opened the cracks up and bruised my hand, but luckily my face is alright. Definitely, man, definitely. You're talking about sandpaper, you know. I started off with there were 200 people earlier, I've got 16 now, so I'll see what happens. Got a bump in that. Oh. Definitely, I'll have a look at that. I'll have a look at that, Alpha. Oh, that's not an Alpha, is it? 760. Faster. Hair sander. I haven't had a look at that. So it's just the outside probably smooth. And I've only hit with 80 so far. I'll have to have a look at that, buddy. Sounds interesting. That's better, isn't it? Another way I like to stand is, where is it? Oh, it's over here, isn't it? There with me. That's the thing when you're a wood turner, you put things down and then 10 seconds later you go and try and find it. It's like it vanishes. No, it's 150, 80, that's what I'm looking for. 80 get. Well, you get 800. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, don't forget to support my channel, my journey. It is free. I'd love to get my hands on some walnuts, love to. That's better. That's much better. Dying. Come on. Right. That was 120.
Right, 240 it. Speed it up.
$240. That's lovely, lovely and smooth. Lovely and smooth. Right. Get some tongue oil on here. See, I tend to give my bowls 3 coats, you know. I'm going to say I'll have a coat today, or now, I'll have a coat tomorrow, I'll have a coat the day after that, and then they'll sit away to go and cure. Alright, that's absolutely soaking with oil. I think I put a bit too much on. No such thing. No such thing. Right, nice dry rag. I'll speed this bad boy back up a minute. There we are. There we are. Thank you to everyone who's joined my live, subscribed, liked the video, had a good chat with me while I've been wood turning. Sorry Alpha, the chat seems to just not freeze, but sometimes YouTube's got a habit of just not letting it scroll. Here we are. Yeah, bang on 8 inches. Bang on 8 inches. That is really interesting. Oh, I'll show you these cracks now. I'll show you these cracks now. And you see that for a crack, and look at it running into the bowl. Quite risky. Then I 2 of them on the outside. Definitely to CA them up. One there. There's one there. And one there. So that's quite ballsy. That was quite ballsy. But overall, I know it's quite a chunky bowl. It's quite a thick bowl. But definitely taught me something this one did. Quite like it. Quite like it. Apart from that, that was quite risky. That was quite risky. But overall, that's what I like about oak. It's heavy. There's weight to it. And yeah, there's no chance you're knocking that over. So, but yeah, an 8-inch bowl, how high is it? Tall is it? minus the tenon. So yeah, so it's 3.5 there. Call it 3¼ inches by 8, which isn't too bad. It's quite a nice size bowl. I don't like turning bowls with cracks in them because they they give me the heebie-jeebies just in case, as I like to put it. I was going to say, but yeah, for everybody who's new to my live and stuff like that, I am just a progressing wood turner. It's the better way to put it, isn't it? Rather than just beginner. A progressing wood turner, and every piece that I try and turn is just a lesson from the last one. But yeah, it's been really, I'm really grateful for everybody who jumped on today. I was going to say, and yeah, and like I said, I'm not an expert, I'm not a tutor, and I'm coming out of my beginner stage and basically just moving on up and trying new things. And but yeah, I was going to say, it's just been an experience really to jump on YouTube and demonstrate what I've learned over the last 18 months, 2 years. And but yeah, any feedback, constructive feedback is always helpful. I'm going to say, but yeah, I was going to say, if you'd like to join my journey on YouTube, I was going to say we're going to try and get to 3,000 subscribers. But yeah, we're already up to 2,800 and something. But yeah, if you want to join my journey, you're more than welcome to do so. It is free, and hopefully it's yeah, all we can do is just get better and better and better at wood turning. People did say to me, you turn an awful lot of bowls, and yes, I do turn an awful lot of bowls because I like to turn practical stuff that's useful, and stuff that can be put to some use. But yeah, if you've got any questions or anything like that, and just don't forget to drop them in the comment section once the video goes public, and I'll try and get back to as many people as I can. And but yeah, thank you very much for joining with me, Alpha. It's going to say, you've been really, really kind, mate. Really helpful with the advice and stuff. And for anybody else out there, it's going to say, thanks for sticking with me. It's going to say it's only taken me nearly an hour and a half to turn a bowl, but like I said, I have to be very, very mindful of these cracks. So this will get put away, and hopefully we'll yeah, I think I'll just leave this one as a lesson. Don't turn cracked wood. But as you can see, the rim is pretty much the same all the way around, so it was running through, so I'm quite happy about that. But yeah, as I can say, I'm definitely in the need of a cup of tea, and I definitely need to get my extractor on and get rid of all this sawdust. But yeah, appreciate everybody who's supported the live, and by liking, commenting, subscribing, that kind of thing. It does go an awfully long way, and yeah, it's very heartfelt, and yeah, I really appreciate every single one of you. But like I said, I'm a very humble guy, and anybody who's willing to join my journey as a wood turner on YouTube and watch me progress and get better, well, not that's just basically to come on for a bit of a chat, bit of banter, and but yeah, I shall leave it there. But you stay safe, everybody, and yeah, hopefully I should be back very, very soon. And but yeah, all the best to everybody. Stay safe, happy turning, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon. But thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.